Good evening, teacher. Let's talk about topic 10 and 11. Team 10. Research development based on the quantitative approach. State hypothesis. 1. The importance of the hypothesis in quantitative research. Building the hypothesis is a key aspect in a research study because it helps to see clearly what the objective of the research is and to focus more emphasis on the research problem itself. The objectives of the hypothesis: to gather information, to provide direction to the research, to determine what to focus on the research study, to decide on which statistical tests to apply for analyzing the data. 3. How to come up with a hypothesis. Researchers can formulate a hypothesis taken from a practical problem that requires attention and solution. After formulating the hypothesis, it must be evaluated. The final value cannot be halved before empirical testing by following certain criteria. Must state the expected relationship between variables, must the test table, must be consistent with the prior existing uniqueness, must be precise and concrete.
Type of hypothesis. Simple. This shows the relationship between the variables, independent and dependent. Research. This is testable and clear. Null. This shows that there is no relationship between variables. Alternative. Opposite to the null by the hypothesis test. Logical. It gives way to logical verification and the statistical. This can be verified by means of statistical operations. Hypothesis testing. This is a statistical process used for testing hypotheses, whether or not they are accepted. They are used to analyze the data collection of a survey according to a Loser. There are 4 steps: writing of hypothesis, analysis plan, data analysis, and the interpretation. By means of empirical tests, the research can be conclude the validity of the hypothesis.
Research development based on the quantitative approach. Research design definitions. There are 4 key characteristics of research design: neutrality, reliability, validity, and generalization. The functions and needs of research design. The selection of an accurate research design is important for the success of whole process, such as valid results analyzing and conclusions. A brief summary of quantitative research design. There are 2 types of quantitative research design, known as experimental designs and non-experimental designs. Depending on the research objectives of the study, and experimental or non-experimental designs will be selected.
Important concepts concerning research design. Explanation of important concepts related to the things before developing a research design to better understand the terminology used in a study. How to plan an experimental quantitative research design. It is unnecessary to formulate the objectives of the research, since it depends on this will be how to do the research. These objectives must be realistic in order to achieve a researchable problem. Advantage of an experimental quantitative research design. The possibility of manipulating the variables as many times as necessary to create the environment in which the experiment should be conducted without destroying the validity of the research design. Due to the nature of experimental research, it is easy to identify the causes and effects of the relationship between variables. Disadvantage of experimental quantitative research design: over manipulation of the conditions of the environment where the experiment is studied, making it different from real life and this affecting the result. The cost of conducting the study, or that it is no likely to manipulate the variables. Thank you so much.